Hello students, myself Om Prakash Katte and you are welcome to the Biology Reward. Today we are discussing the another chapter of class 10th, and this class 10th chapter is Heredity and Evolution. Heredity and Evolution is the new chapter for you, and this session we will study regarding only heredity part, and evolution part is deleted from the syllabus. So we are discussing the heredity topic of chapter Heredity and Evolution, and today our topic in heredity is rules for the inheritance of the traits. Rules for the inheritance of the trait. It is the topic in our NCERT book. So we have to discuss about rules for the inheritance of the trait. Basic things regarding the rules for the inheritance trait. Today we are discussing different subtopics for this main topic. So first one, genetics. Students, what is genetics? If question is asked. So what is genetics? It is a branch of science which deals the study of heredity and variation. So branch of science which deals the study of heredity and variation. So it is called genetics. Genetics is one of the important branch of the biology. So genetics is what? It is the branch which deals the study of heredity and variation. Now in genetics, first terms is heredity. So we must remember what is heredity. Heredity is what? Students, if you will see your own self with your parents, so you are having the something similarities with your father and mother. So this similarity came from your father or mother. In some characteristics you are similar to your father, and some characteristics you are similar to your mother, and your characteristics are similar to your grandfather also. So why does this happen? It's happen because some characteristics are inherited. They passes from one generation to other generation. So what is heredity? Heredity is called transmission of trait. Traits word is used for characters. Transmission of the traits from one generation to other generation. So from one generation to other generation, character is transmitted. So this is called heredity. Suppose I am having this fused pinna. So this fused pinna characteristic is inheritance. It goes to my child. If someone is having the forehead is a broad, and that's characteristic goes. If someone is having the blue color of pupil of the eye, that character goes. Someone is having the dark skin color, that same character goes to the baby. So here, what is heredity? It is the transmission of the traits from one generation to other generation. It is called the heredity. Another is a genetic second part, variation. What is variation? If you will see on self with your parents, are you exact carbon copy of your father or mother? You are not an exact carbon copy of your father and mother. It means you are having the differences with your father and mother. And that differences are called the variation. So what is variation? Variation is the change in the offspring or progeny or children. The word is used offspring. The change in the offspring are progeny as compared to their parents. So, if they are different than their parents, the change in offspring as compared to their parent. So, they are having the differences as compared to their parent. It is called the variation. So, the variation play very vital role in the process of the evolution. So, genetics is the heredity and this genetics study the heredity and variation. Heredity is the transmission of traits and variation, these are the changes occur in the progeny. Now, when I am talking regarding the characters or traits, trait it means character. These traits are two types. One of the category of trait is inherited traits. Inherited traits means the traits are passes from one generation to next. So, if traits inherited from one generation to next generation. So, this type of traits are called the inherited traits. If I told you skin color character is transmitted, if this one nose tip is the longer or color of pupil is a blue color, the same characteristics. If anybody is having the straight hairs, so this characteristic is passed. So there are number of characteristics that inherited from one generation to other generation, and these characteristic or traits are called inherited traits. Second traits are called acquired traits. This type of traits are not inherited, it is learned or earned by an individual. So, during their life cycle, whatever characteristic is learned or acquired by an organism is called the acquired trait. Suppose anybody is learning for the dancing, or anybody is learning the singing, so that characteristic of singing or that characteristic of the dancing, these are the acquired trait, and this acquired trait do not passes to the next generation. So inherited traits, these are the trait which passes from one generation to next generation, but acquired traits are the learned traits, earned acquired trait by the organism during their life cycle, and these are not inherited to next generation. Another important topic is here. Traits are two types. So these traits are two types. One of the traits is called dominant traits. First one, dominant traits. So what do you mean by dominant traits? Dominant traits is the one word. There are two types of traits. Dominant trait. When traits appear in F1 progeny, here we are writing dominant trait. Traits appears in F1 progeny. Okay. Now, to understand very easily, father and mother. So, in father and mother, when sperm and ova are fertilized, then their zygote is formed. And from the zygote, one baby is developed. So, whatever characteristic his father is having, suppose I am writing here, the one characteristic of father is tall father. And mother is, I am writing here, short characteristic of mother. So, when father and mother's fertilization of the germ cell occur, the new baby is developed, and this baby is called the F1 progeny. So, this progeny is also having the tall. It means what? Here are two traits, tall and short trait, but only F1 generation, one tallness trait is appear. So, this is called dominant trait. It means traits appear in the F1 progeny is called the dominant traits. Another trait is recessive traits. Recessive traits we are writing. Recessive trait it means what? These traits do not appears in F1 progeny. It do not appear in F1 progeny, but it appears in other progeny, other generation progeny. Look at it. Here if I am talking tall father and short mother when married, then baby becomes tall. So it means tall is a dominant trait because the traits appear in F1. Which one trait is not appear? Shortness. So shortness trait is the recessive trait. So trait do not appear in the F1 progeny, but it will appear in the other generation. Now we will see this type of traits are called the recessive trait. So dominant traits and recessive trait. Another regarding the genetic, Mendel contribution is very important. Gregor Zorn Mendel. His name is Gregor Zorn Mendel. And this Gregor Zorn Mendel is a geneticist. The genetic is Gregor Zorn Mendel. He gave the number of principle of inheritance. So for his contribution, he is called the father of genetics. So this Gregor Zorn Mendel, he performed some experiment while taking the pea plant. Okay. So many time question is asked to you, why did Mendel selected the pea plant for his experiment? So this pea plant, or simply we used to say it is the garden pea. Pea plant or garden pea, and the scientific name of the pea plant is Pisum sativum. Pisum sativum. So biological name, or you can say botanical name of the pea plant is Pisum sativum. So Pisum sativum or garden pea, commonly we used to say, is a botanical name is a Pisum sativum. So when he studies, he conducted the many experiments and pea plant. So first point we have to discuss why he selected pea plant. Why he selected pea plant? Or many time question come, why did Mendel selected pea plant for his experiment? Number one, the pea plant, it has annual plant, because this one plant is annual. So lifespan, short lifespan. Its lifespan is a very short and annual plant. Second, the pea plant is a bisexual plant. It is male and female bisexual plant. Male and female parts are present in the flower. Another is here self-pollination as well as cross-pollination is occur. Cross-pollination is occur. So pea plant third character, self-pollination is also occur as well as cross-pollination is also occur. And fourth important characteristic is that it has many contrasting characters. We are calling here contrasting characters. Our characters are traits. Suppose one flower is a pink flower. Another type of flowers are white also. Some plants are the tall plant, but some plants are the short plant. So why did Mendel selected pea plant? He selected pea plant because it is annual plant having short lifespan. It is bisexual plant. Second, self-pollination and cross-pollination can be easily achieved, having many contrasting characters. So these are the some reasons P plant is selected by the Mendel. Another is contrasting characteristic in P plant. Mendel studies 7 pair of contrasting characters in the pea plant, and he worked for many years. Okay, so there we have to study now contrasting character, contrasting traits or characters in pea plant. So pea plant contrasting character. One I am writing dominant. As I told you, dominant trait, it means the trait which appear in F1 generation. And second, I am writing recessive trait, that trait which do not express in the F1 generation, but it express in other generation. So, dominant trait, tall plant. Tall plant is the dominant trait, where in pea plant, tall plant is the dominant trait, and short plants we are writing dwarf plant is a recessive trait. So it is contrasting character. Some plants are tall and some are short. Similarly, violet flower is a dominant character in pea plant, and white flower is a recessive trait. Then round seed is a dominant trait, and green seed is the recessive trait. Yellow color of seed is a dominant trait, and what is the recessive? Green seed is a recessive trait. So such a type of 3 more pair of contrasting characters are there. So there we should remember few characters only. Tall plant is the dominant trait, short is the recessive trait, violet flower is a dominant trait, and white flower is a recessive trait. Round seed is a dominant trait in the pea plant, and green seed is the recessive trait. Yellow seed is a dominant trait, and green seed is a recessive trait. So now these are the some contrasting traits in a pea plant. Now children, we should go for the another experiment, another things which experiment which is conducted or which is performed by the Mendel. Now to understand, 2 things you remember first. First is phenotype. What is phenotype? Phenotype is physical expression, morphological expression. It is called the physical traits. Okay. So physical characters or trait is called the, or you will say morphological trait. Morphological, one more word is used, external trait. Okay, external traits. Morphological traits are physical traits. Suppose I am watching the man. Man is tall. So tallness is a phenotypic trait. If I am watching the flower, flower is red color. So red color is a phenotypic trait. Suppose tall plant, pea plant is tall, it is the phenotype character. Tall plant, pea plant is short, it is also the phenotype character. Flower is violet, then it is also phenotype character. Seed is round, so round seed is the phenotype character. So physically or morphologically how they look. If anybody is having the curly hair, so curly hair character is a phenotypic character. So first you remember what is phenotypic trait? It is the morphological or external traits. Another is genotype. Genotype, it means genotype is genetic constitution. Each and every individual, how it looks, but actually what is its genotype? That means genetic makeup. It is called genetic makeup of organism. So what is the genetic makeup of organism? It is called genotype. The genetic makeup is what? If you see individual, how they looks, but their characteristic are intelligent, they are intelligence or not, It is determined by their gene. So genotype means genetic makeup. For genotype, we are writing capital letter A to Z. If it is dominant character, A to Z, any alphabet is used. And if it is the recessive character, small letter A to Z are used. So first you remember only what is phenotype, morphological traits. And what is genotype? It is genetic makeup of organism. So after the phenotype and genotype, we are having the monohybrid class. Students, when Mendel performed the many experiments, so he conducted the one class, and that class is monohybrid class. So what is monohybrid class now? Monohybrid class. So simple definition is a class between a pair of contrasting traits is called monohybrid class. A class between, look at here, a class between one pair of contrasting traits is called the monohybrid class. Let us understand now. Mendel selected one tall plant, and he crossed with the short plant. It means one plant is a male part and other plant is the female part. So this symbol is for male and this symbol is for female. So tall plant is the phenotypic character. And for tall plant I am writing capital T, capital T. These are the genotype. It is phenotype and it is the genotype. So for tall plant, I told you for genotype it is dominant character, you can use A to Z capital letter only. So tall plant genotype is capital T and short plant contrasting, so small t we should write. Now capital T is what? It is allele. It is called the allele. What is small t? It is also one allele. Allele is a part of gene. So what is allele? It is part of gene. A part of it. So individual part of the gene is called allele. So here is capital T. So capital T is one allele. Small t, it is also another allele. So here are two capital T and small t allele. Now what happened? Mendel selected all plant, capital T genotype because genes occur in pairs. So one capital T for tall plant and small t for the short plant. Now they are crossed because this is male and female. So their gametes will form. And for the formation of gamete, out of 2T, small capital T will come. It is a gamete. And from this one, small t, it is one gamete. They are called the gametes. This gamete get fertilized. So this come in the another generation. It is called F1 generation. So F1 generation will come capital T and small t. And capital T, either single alleles come or double allele come. The plant will be tall. Because capital T is here. If one capital T comes or single allele come, that also will be the tall plant. And if capital T will come, that will also the tall plant. So here F1 progeny, which one plant appear? Tall plant appear. And I told you, if F1 progeny character is appear, that is dominant character. So the tall plant is a dominant traits. Now this tall plant of F1 generation, from this one, gametes are formed. These gametes we are taking as a male gamete. Similar gamete is taken female gametes also. And this is called self-pollination process. This process is called self-pollination. So by self-elimination, we are getting this type of one T, capital T, small t, then same capital T, small t, and we are getting this capital T, capital T, capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, capital T and small t, and small t and small t. It means if you see phenotype now, phenotype is what? Phenotype means how many are tall? Look at here. Capital T, tall. Capital T, small t also tall. Capital T, small t, tall. And small t, it is the short plant. So phenotypic, tall, ratio, short. How many are tall? Tall are 3. 1, 2, 3. And short is 1. But genotype ratio, if you will write, genotype ratio. In genotype ratio, capital T, capital C, small t, and small t, small t. It means capital T, 1, capital T, small t, 1 and 2, and small t, 1. It means in monohybrid cross, listen what to write. Monohybrid cross is the cross between a pair of contrasting traits. When tall plant is crossed with the short plant, so in F1 generation, tall plants appear because tallness is a dominant trait. But in F2 generation, some plants are tall and some plants are the short. So it means 3 plants are the tall and 1 plant is a short. So if short characteristics appear, so this characteristic is a recessive trait. So recessive trait is what? A trait which do not appear in F1 generation, but it expressed in the other gen. So we should remember here, in monohybrid cross, phenotype ratio you should remember. Class 10th you should remember phenotypic ratio of monohybrid cross, and what it is? 3:1. As I told you, there are 2 alleles. This is the alleles capital T or small t, and the genotype combination 3, capital T, capital T, small t, and small t, small t. Thus, the Mendel's gave the one law on basis of this one, and this law is called the law of dominance. What it is called? Law of dominance. So, law of dominance. What is this law say? This law says that when a pair of contrasting character are crossed, a character which appear in F1 generation is a dominant character, and character which do not appear, that is recessive character. So the same thing we should go here. Law of Mendel. When a pair of contrasting character or traits are crossed, a trait appear in F1 generation is called dominant traits, and other is called it is called dominant trait, and which do not express is called recessive trait, and this is the law of dominance. So overall, in the rules for the inheritance of the trait, we should remember What is genetics? Heredity and variation. Trait inheritance are acquired. It may be dominant traits and recessive trait. Dominant trait with trait appear in F1 generation, and recessive trait they do not appear in F1 generation, they express in other generation. Then Mendel contribution is he selected the pea plant for his experiment, and he has performed the many experiments. Then phenotype is your external characters and genotype is genetic makeup. Then you will see in this chart when tall plant and a short plant when they are crossed. So F1 progeny tall plant appear. It means tallness is a dominant character. But if the F1 progeny their gametes are crossed and we are getting the progeny of the F2 generation. So F2 generation some plants are the tall plant and some plants are the short. It means 3:1. 3 plants are the tall plant and 1 plant is a short plant. So this ratio is obtained and it is called phenotypic ratio, and this is 3:1. So it is all about the content. Thank you.